Hi, Yorgan.
How you doing? Good.
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 We are going to start with Roman Madrowski from ESPN.
Good. Let's go.
Thank you. Hi, Jorgen. Hey, we're just asking the fighters what it's been like down in Jacksonville since you arrived, as far as the precautions the UFC is taking. Can you kind of walk us through a little bit, like what it was like once you got to the hotel last night?
Yes, we get here. We got tests. Me and my corner. We got tests for the bunch of tests. We did a bunch of tests. They took the temperature and they check on us. And everybody, we walk around with a mask. I got my mask right here. Let's make sure. So seems like everything is pretty safety. And we did again today, this morning. So I'm pretty confident. I think they do everything safe.
So you got tested again this morning, you said?
They just checked my temperature this morning. Yes.
I see. Okay. So other than that, it's probably not been that much different, right? I mean, other than this virtual media day you're going through right now.
Yes. Everything seems normal.
Okay. Very good. Thank you. That's all I have.
Next, we have Nolan King with USA Today.
Go.
Hey, Yorgan, I appreciate the time today, man. Just want to ask you first things first, being a part of this card, UFC 249, being part of the main card, do you feel like looking over who else is on the main card with you, that you might have the most to gain here? I mean, this is only your second UFC fight and you're in such a big opportunity.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. I appreciate the chance that UFC is giving to me. And I'm going to make sure it's worth. I'm going to go there and give it all. I mean, I know the card is stacked from the beginning to the main event, and I would be happy anyways if I was open the prelims. But this is my chance that I have to go down there and make sure that the fight is worth.
And you're going against Greg Hardy, obviously a guy that's very well known. And people have asked you a bunch of questions, and you've had your fair share of opportunities to say something bad about the guy or trash talk, and you've chosen not to. And I think that's pretty in line with who you are. Is it even in your blood to say something bad about somebody? I feel like you're such a nice guy.
No, man, I hate nobody at all. And I choose fight. I beg to fight Greg Hardy. I don't care about what's going on in his life. I think he's a super athlete, big guy, and I always like to prove my point that I belong to UFC. And why not fight a guy like Greg Hardy that everybody think he can be a big star one day in UFC?
And is that difficult at all? Because we see today, trash talk brings in eyes, it brings in money. So for you, is it almost hard sometimes? Is it tempting to maybe try to move outside your comfort zone and say something?
Look, we're gonna fight in the end of the day, so we don't have to add no drama on. I can't fight anyone. UFC send me a contract, I'm fighting. Doesn't matter. So I don't like to really add extra drama and negative and hate on my camp. I'm gonna fight you anyway. So I think I will never trash talk.
Right on, man. And where do you think, if you go out there on Saturday, you do what you're planning to do, you go out there, get a win, where do you think it puts you in the heavyweight division right now?
I mean, either one of us, I think me or Greg, whatever, who won this fight next, definitely going to fight top 15 or top 10 guys, which is good. I think I'm going to be ready for the next step. But definitely, the winner of this definitely going to get a top 15 guy.
And I know my last question for you, I know we've spoken in the past about your security officer job and in Durfee High School. A bunch of those kids going to be watching this one?
Everybody going to be watching, man. All four of public school going to be watching. Cape Verde going to be watching. Portugal going to be watching. A lot of people behind me, and I'm looking forward to throw down Saturday.
Good luck, Yorgan. Appreciate the time, man.
Thank you.
Next, we have Jay Anderson with Cage Side Press.
Hey, Yorgan. First of all, I just wanted to ask, with everything that's been going on, what has training camp looked like for you? Have you been able to get the sparring partners that you needed in, everything like that?
Yes, yeah, we adapt pretty well. We sparring Saturdays. I brought two big guys to spar with me Saturday. We got a nice 3-4 sparring session. But most of the week it was a one-on-one section. Me and my strength and conditioning coach, me and my jiu-jitsu coach, and my striking coach. So a lot of MMA drills, a lot of strength and condition, and we did get a good amount of sparring. So I'm going to be ready Saturday.
It was mentioned that Greg Hardy obviously is a big name, not just in MMA, and with that comes a lot of attention. As a result, have you noticed more attention yourself from fans, from media reaching out to you about this fight?
Yes, absolutely, and I'm okay with that. I mean, I got in the contender series because people thought my opponent was a big thing, and I went in there, I finished him. My UFC fight was the same thing. My UFC debut, the guy I fought was a homeboy in Australia, and all the attention that I get was because of him. So Saturday, I know that since the UFC announced the fight, the attention will draw to me. But I'm okay with that. That's what I want. I want people to tune in and the attention because of Greg Hardy. But in the end of the night, you're going to be talking about me.
And I know you don't want to say anything bad about him. One of the things that we talked to him about, he said he wants to fight 6 times this year. He's ready to fight short notice on Fight Island after this. Do you think he's overlooking you at all in this case?
I hope he's not. That's a big mistake. I'm 6-0 for a reason because everybody else overlooked me and I ended up finishing them in the first round. So if you overlook me, I mean, that's a big mistake, man. I have skills, I have power, I have the will, and I have a dream, man. I'm fighting for my family. I think the overlook me is a big mistake.
All right, best of luck. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
And your last question will be from Damon Martin from MMA Fighting.
Hey, Yorgan, obviously everyone's life has changed during this pandemic. And I know we mentioned, of course, you work as a security officer at a school near your home. Were you able to work at all during this? Like, what has your life been like, during the pandemic? Because I know schools were shut down.
Yeah, I mean, I'm blessed enough and lucky that the Fall River Public School keep me working because we have a program and to help the family that can't afford food. So I was part of the program. I was working part-time, 10 to 2 o'clock, and helping people out and getting my check in the end of the week. So yeah, I feel blessed that I'm able to work with all this going on.
Was there any, obviously this is a very serious situation with the coronavirus. Was there any worry about that, staying safe and things like that? Obviously you got a family, or were you pretty confident, you were protected and obviously able to stay healthy going into this fight?
Well, I'm a man of a faith, but I have faith in God. I'm trying the best to protect myself and my family, and I believe UFC is doing the same for all of us. And I'm putting my trust in UFC. I mean, I'm just gonna focus on fight and that's it.
You mentioned, Yorgan, going into the Contender Series, you were an underdog. Going into Justin Tafa, you were an underdog. Guy coming in with a lot of hype as, Mark Hunt's prodigy, things like that. Greg Hardy, a lot of attention, former NFL player. Kind of the same thing here. I mean, do you embrace that role of kind of being the underdog a little bit? Do you like that role?
I love it, man. I mean, to me, all the fights in UFC is about proof that I belong here. So Greg Hardy or someone else, I will always be, my mindset go to the fight is, do I belong here? So I have to go hard. I have to give 100%. And I like to be an underdog. I mean, people don't know where I come from. People don't know my gym. People don't know my work ethic. I'm going to be the underdog all the time. I don't train with the UFC fighters. So I'm okay with that. When the cage lock, I guarantee the underdog going to change.
And my last question, you came in, with that big knockout over Justin Tafa, as I mentioned. Obviously, now you guys are kicking off the pay-per-view card, which I know is a big moment, big opportunity for you on such a huge show. How important is it for you to go out there and make a similar impact? Not to say you have to predict a knockout, but you know what I mean, like to take advantage of this spot, because this is going to be what we imagine is a huge pay-per-view, and you guys are opening the whole pay-per-view.
Yeah, I mean, I hope we can go down there. We have the same mindset. I hope so. I'm going to go swing it to the fans, and in the end of the day, this is an entertainment business. I don't really like to predict the fight, but I know that on my side, I'm going to go there, swing to the fans, and make sure we open the main card with the right step.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Yorgan.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Good.